We are recording. It's camera action. So this is maybe the sixth week of our little defense class, and we've been kind of trying to merge ourselves into some actual playing of defense after about a month of just counting, and we're going to continue to do that today. Um, but we're going to do it all from west seat. So we're going to be on opening lead all day. So we'll talk a little bit about opening leads as we go through the hour. Next week we'll probably switch around and play third seat and talk about those. I think that there's going to be some jumping up in and out with thick skin because I have a couple of old hands from England where they play a different style of bridge, but I think we'll make do. So let's get started. North opens a club. South bids a spade. I've got nothing. I've got 8 points, 10 points, 10 points. Nothing to bid though. And they go to 4 spades. So unlike some auctions, you'll get a really good idea of what's happening. What's going on, because they'll bid a couple suits or they'll use a gadget or somebody will limit their hand. Here we have basically opener with a limited hand of about 13 to 14 points, right? Maybe 15, bad 15, maybe a bad 16. But at a certain point he's going to invite over that spade bid. Instead he just bid 2 spades. So probably just a good idea to keep him identified as a 12 to 14 point kind of guy. And then South bids a spade, and when he gets confirmation support, he jumps to 4. So South will have an opening hand. That's about all we got out of it. It looks like the suits are 4-4 or 5-4, depending on whether South had a 5-card major or just a 4-card major. But it looks like 4-4. And we are on lead against this game with 10 points. If they have some 25 points, we have 10 points. Our partner probably has at most about 3 to 5, 6 points. So that's about what we know about the hand right now. North opened a club. Of course, that club, depending if he's a real balanced, he could easily be something like 4-3, 3-3 or something like that, and in which case he would just have 3 clubs, so it doesn't indicate any kind of length. They have bid them though. Now, one of the things that I want to talk about as we go through the rest of the month is the idea of carding. Now, as I said before, I tend to think of carding as kind of its own issue as opposed to signaling. Signaling we'll get to, and I think there are some spots for it, but as I've said before, it doesn't help to be able to know signals if you don't know what you want to do on defense. You have to know what to signal before you start signaling. But there are some obvious places that we're going to talk about as we go on. Carding, on the other hand, is important, and it's a set of agreements based on what you will lead from certain types of holdings, and also on how you will play when you are trying to win a trick. These carding agreements are critical to being able to place the cards around the table. And we've seen that before. For instance, if the opening lead is a queen, we can be pretty sure that that person doesn't have the the king, but may have the jack. So it's very important that we understand what we lead, and we have that agreement. Now that agreement's so important that in fact it ends up on a convention card. Your convention card has a list in the bottom left-hand corner, or the back side of your real um, convention card. There is a whole set of agreements based on carding, with some already pre-chosen. Now, I always find myself changing some of those. These agreements are with your partner, and although you might call them standard carding, we'll discover that there's lots of differences in what people consider standard carding. But the idea is that when I lead a card, my partner will have an idea what I'm leading from, what type of holding I might have, and the opponents are entitled to know our agreements as well. All right, so let's look at the opening leads on this hand. We have the king seven in spades, which is never going to be a good lead, right? I mean, we hold out hope that they take a finesse from into our hand and our king will win sitting behind the ace. So we're not going to disturb that suit at this point. So we can rule out the spade suit as a potential lead against this game. The club suit, it probably has more merit than the authors would give it, but you'd basically be leading through the club suit in North's hand, and not a terribly exciting lead. We would have an agreement, okay, and you may not be playing this agreement yet, but you will someday if you continue to improve, which is on opening lead. We lead third or fifth or fourth, whatever we decide, no matter what our holding is. Okay, so on the club suit, we are never going to lead the 9 to say top of nothing. Boston is something we're not going to use on opening leads, and and the reason should be obvious is because you're basically telling, if they turn to say, when he led that 2, does that mean he has an honor, right? And yeah, the answer is yes, and suddenly the declarer knows, oh, you're leading from your king. So you have to be very careful about your leads, and you're better off leading third. There's agreement third or fifth or fourth from longest. So these don't necessarily imply an honor on opening lead. Now, when you change suits during the play of the hand, if you win a trick and change suits, then it's critical that you use Boston. And you want to tell your partner you're interested in that suit, or you want to tell your partner you're not interested in that suit, and in fact you need to lead someplace else. So those are carding agreements. I guess they're signals in a sense, but because you're reading a meaning into them, but I think they fall more generally under the issue of carding. So I don't like the club suit here. It doesn't seem very, I don't like to lead through that North's hand. I don't know where the club strength actually is. And if it does happen to be that he's like 5-4 or something, 5 clubs, 4 spades, I'm just helping him set up his suit. So I wouldn't lead a spade. I wouldn't lead a club. And that leaves us the 2 red suits. Anybody have an opinion on what to lead here? Got 1 vote for a diamond. Got a vote for the 2 of diamonds. Got a vote for the king of diamonds. This is good that we're having this disagreement here. Not disagreement, this difference of opinion in what to lead from the diamond suit. Okay, well, I like the diamond suit as well, and I'll tell you why. Leading from the queen 10 is basically saying, declarer, I hope you win a trick with a jack. Or declarer, I hope you win a trick with your ace king, and one of those being king doubleton, so that I never get a heart trick. Right? A lead from the heart would be what we'd call a very active lead, because we would be basically looking for our partner to have hearts. We would want to be cashing out our heart tricks right away. Now that might make some sense, right? If we thought our partner had the ace king of hearts over there, we'd be more than happy to do that. But we know that he doesn't have a whole lot of points. Maybe, I think we said 3 to 6 points. So, maybe he could have the king, or maybe he has the ace, but it doesn't seem very productive. So that brings us back to the diamond suit. So once we've decided that we're going to lead diamonds, then we get into our carding agreements. Now, these agreements will differ from no trump to a suit contract. And you'll see that on the convention card if you spend some time studying them, that they have a separate set for each. But here, I think that the people who are choosing the king are probably right on. First of all, we don't know how many diamonds are in north or south. And if we lead the two, and for some reason they end up winning with the jack, we will be sad people, especially if they have the ace and the jack, and one of those hands only has two. Right? In other words, we will never get a diamond trick. And because of that, it makes a lot more sense to leave the top of the sequence. Now this is a pass, although it sets up one of our tricks, right? Because our queen is immediately promoted when the ace is taken. It sets up one of our tricks. It doesn't. It is also. It's still considered passive. Okay, it's just a promotion. It's not a big deal. We're going to promote our queen into a trick. Who knows? With any luck, South has 3 to the jack, and somebody gets to lead back through us, and we end up hooking the jack. All right. So, king of diamonds. All right, so now that we see what's going on, North ducked our king of diamonds lead. He has the ace there, and he ducked once. Sure. And there is the Zoom link. All right, so turns out North has 4 spades, which we thought because we already opened a club and then a spade. He is minimum. He's got 8, 10, 12, 13 points. So didn't have a big hand. South didn't look for slams. So I think our estimate of the points is pretty sensible. Maybe 25, 26 points, 24 to 26 points, which means our 10 is going to limit our partner to maybe 4 or 5 points. So that's swell. Where would we like them to be? I don't know. Let's figure out some distribution. Tell me, based on my lead and South's action, what you think the distribution of the diamond suit is. Four, three, three, three. Yeah. He's ducking once. He's going to win this one. I mean, it's possible he has a doubleton. Um, and it's possible he still has the jack, I think. Either that or our partner has it. Dummy's showing up with 2 hearts. We have 4. That could be a suit that is fairly short in the declarer. It certainly doesn't have 5. I think maybe we'll try again. Let's lead the queen. Let's lead the 10. We're going to lead a diamond here. What would you like to lead? I wouldn't worry about. We've got a question here. Would partners 4 show the 3? Show that they have 3. Unfortunately, with the robot up there, we're not really signaling. But I kind of like it that way because I don't want the class to be about signaling. I think that is something we all have to know how to do, but is not that important. On the lead of the king, partner would not give count. He would basically be showing me encouragement. So he would have been able to tell me if he had the jack, if he wanted, or he could have told me rather whether to continue the suit or to look for another lead. That would be the proper signal on opening lead, would be attitude. Um, Go ahead with the queen. Um, and here is that finesse that I told you we might be interested in. And there it is. We have 2 spades. Our partner has shown up with 1. If South has a 5-card suit, we should figure that out next time in 2 leads, right? If South leads when they pull trump and they lead the next trump, then if our partner follows, we'll know that they're at least 2-2, right? And then on the 3rd lead of spade, if partner shows out at that point, then we will know it was a 9-card suit and that South had 5. So because the trump suit's important, right? Keep track of that. That's a suit you just want to pay attention to. Um, and there was the 4-3-3 that we thought. And partner leads the 9 of hearts. Remember when we lead, and even the robot will lead in standard leads carding wise. And when he's changing suits there, he played high. So it's unlikely he has anything. Here comes the next spade lead. And 1 more. Now the fact he kept going makes me think that partner probably has another. Yeah. So South, we now have an idea about the distribution. South started with 4 spades and 3 diamonds. And I think that leaves our heart suit up for grabs and the club suit, right? So leading a heart, should I go up with the heart or should I let it run? Some people want to make sure we get it by taking the 10. And that's got some sense to it, I think. Um, what cards, our partner, remember we talked about, well, maybe partner could have the ace or the king, right? And if they do have that, this would be a chance for them to get an honor. Partner led the 9 of hearts. He did, didn't he? That wasn't very helpful. All right, we'll stick the 10 in. Definitely don't want to lose it, right? Because it is the setting trick. And that's the end of the hand, right? Because he would have taken the king of clubs there when I tried to lead it through. And he has trump left and the ace of clubs, so the hand is over. Down 1. So our estimates were pretty right, I think. The heart lead was a little was the 9 of hearts, and why do you think that the robot would not want to lead back in the heart suit? What is he warning me of? I mean, his concern is going to be, is my king going to get taken by the ace? He knows it's out there. All right. So, anyways, that one's fairly simple. Let's take a look at another one. I want to get through a few more hands than we did last week. And we're going to need our buddy Jack four, thick skin to take a seat here. All right, so diamond lead, a spade. Of course, I have nothing here. Three diamonds and three spades. All right, so what do we know about the auction? What's North's hand look like? What's thick skin's hand look like? Yeah, six diamonds, two spades. Thanks, Jim. Um, and what does South's hand look like? What kind of points was North showing there? Yeah, he's a good hand. Probably, probably. I don't think they would play this as forcing. No, but it's going to be a pretty big hand, right? Um, enough certainly after the spade bid for it be for this three spade bid to be pretty much forcing. Um, I always like to say that when you see one of these one diamond, three diamond, or one club, three club bids, that opener is basically telling you we're going to game so long as you have a pulse, right? If you bid one spade because you had 4 or 5 points, that's your only excuse for not going to game. So I'd like to think of these jump rebids in the minor suits as as virtually game forcing. The only way it doesn't get to game is the partner basically eked it, on his last breath, bid a suit just to stay out of the diamond suit. So we got 6-2. We got a good hand in North, and we got South, who has at least 6 points, but we don't know a whole lot more. I guess, yeah, they're saying 7 plus. He didn't go, hearing 16 from his partner, he didn't go looking for slams, so we know that it's limited by that fact. But looks like most of our weight is to our left hand pointed opponent, thick skin. Fred has him, but South's playing. So we're going to see that hand any minute. But our duty here is to make a lead out of our 5 points, right? And our partner could have something on this hand, though, right? Because 16 and figure South around 8 or 9, right? Then so we're up to about 24, 25 points. Maybe our partner has as many as 10 points. But I think estimating them for 7 to 10 points wouldn't be unreasonable. So he could have something. Do you want to lead a diamond? Anybody want to lead a club? How about a heart? How about a trump? Anybody have any? We got a club from Jim. That's good. Les is saying club too, but she's just saying that because Jim said it. Got to vote for a diamond. It's an interesting idea. Be leading through strength, and our partner does have some some points, but that's it. And it's let's see, it's a 6-3 suit. I mean, there's a 9 there, 6 in north, 3 in our hand, so 4 out there. Club. Let me ask you this, and this is the critical question. It's something you have to think about. And hold on, Pegasus says, why not the ace of hearts? Maybe partner has the king of hearts. Now let's hold on to that idea for a second. Okay. How do you think South will make this contract? What will his plan be? Cards unseen based just on the auction, and y'all being fine declarer players. What do you think is going to happen in the play of this hand? Roughing diamonds is not helpful, but setting up the diamonds is everything, right? You set up the diamonds in the dummy so that you can pitch your losers from your hand, right? You're going to have a short diamond suit, and as soon as North's diamonds are set up, then you will run them and you will throw all those losers away that were in your hand, right? So that's his plan. And if you don't get in there right away and get your tricks, right, then all of your tricks, you'll watch South discard them on the diamonds, right? Oh, that was one we could have gotten. The only trick we know we have is the ace of hearts. Jim and Les have now agreement that it's supposed to be the ace of hearts that they want to lead, going along with Peg, who said that earlier on. Yeah, I mean, basically the idea is we are desperate. This is a hand that calls for an active lead. When we know that Declarer's plan is going to be one that involves taking a lot of tricks and getting rid of lots of losers, then you have to get in and take your tricks right away. And so that calls for leading the ace of hearts. Now, this isn't always going to be right, right? Obviously, it's not always going to be right, but it can be right, and it could be the best we have, right? But now we can see that those diamonds were going to run immediately. Had we let a diamond, they would have pulled trump, gotten back over there, and ran those diamonds off and thrown away heart losers. Let's see what happens now. And there was that king that Peg knew about. Partner cashes the club ace. That's 7 of his points, probably about all he has. And even a robot will know to lead a heart back. Now notice the timing on this. If you don't do this right away, you don't stand a chance. It has to happen immediately. Right? They will. If we let a diamond, right? I mean, maybe if we let a club, it gets the ace, and maybe our partner figures out to lead low to our ace of hearts, then we can lead back to his king of hearts, and then he'll give us a club rough. I mean, a heart rough. I mean, that's possible. But if we give them the lead to start, then it's over, right? Because he can bleed to the ace, king, queen of diamonds. So if we'd let a spade, if we'd let a diamond, we're done for immediately. So the lead of our ace of hearts and then the 4 of hearts has a carding implication as well. Imagine you're sitting in East and your partner leads the ace of hearts when you're holding the king. What do you know right away? You're holding the king and your partner leads the ace. Yeah, it's either a stiff or it's a doubleton, right? Or he's very, very desperate for a lead, right? But he's not going to lead that unless he has a plan. He can see it for what it is, which is an active defense partner. This is the only way I can see that we can get tricks fast. I might be wrong. You might not have the king of hearts, and that's the end of it. But I'm sure hoping you do. All right? And expecting our partner to have, the 3 points certainly was within reason. We had the evidence to support the fact that he would have 3 to 7 points. Indeed, he had 5. right? So we can believe that happens. Now, we really didn't know where our fourth trick was coming from, right? We don't know. But we knew that if we were going to get any heart tricks, we had to get them right away. So even if a partner didn't have the ace of clubs, the fact that we knocked these three tricks off and held them to four, right, if they had been in stronger, could have been a match points victory, right? Because any other lead would have handed them more. And so if you were playing match points, even just holding them to game might have been great. Here he happened to have the ace of clubs along with it and did well. All right, so this is one that I don't know why I'm including it. I'm going to include it though. And I need thick skin to be south. And I may need him to jump back in the other suit as well. And I'm doing this just to keep the movie clean. So he has to leave the suit first. Otherwise, it doesn't look as good. Unfortunately, I need to bid like an Englishman on this one. You've taken a holiday, you're going to play some bridge in England, and you look at the convention card, the person sitting next to you, and it says A-Cole. And you're not sure what that means, but they tell you one thing about it is that they don't play 5-card majors, that they do in fact open up 4-card majors. And you say, oh, just like my mom used to, I know how to handle that. Okay, so one spade. Ignore the explanations up here right now because they are not true. Right? So this could be a 4-card major. Do I have a bid? No. Now, Robot bids 2 spades. Now, because South could be 4, right, and North could be 2, then South needs to make some kind of bid to improve, to let him know that he has more spades or he has only 4 spades. And in this case, what he's going to do is going to bid 2 no trump. And ignore the explanations; they're not accurate. Okay, 2 no trump in this system shows that I opened with 4 and I got a good hand. And that's going to put a pass, and Robot says, that's cool, I'm not worried about it. I did have 4 spades. All right. He has 4 or 5 spades, actually. And they get to a game. Now we can get thick skin out of there. If this Robot bids, it would shoot him. Okay, good. So this is the information we have on the hand. We have South with 4 spades and a game-forcing hand. He's got extras, so to speak. And to bid the 2 no trump. And then 4 spades is accepting that. So once again, we are in the neighborhood. The first 2 spades is, your normal 6 to 9 points. And then we have an invitational hand that's accepted. So figure North for having the top end of his range, maybe 8, 9 points. We'll see in a minute. And South for having 15, 16, 17. We have 6. And we have to decide what we're going to lead. Anybody got an idea? Five of clubs, leading top of Doubleton. I love Doubleton leads. They're sometimes the safest way to get out, and every now and then you hit your partner with something. They always seem, I know that. Remember when I don't remember who said it, but they hated Doubletons and never lead a Doubleton. As we've discovered, I hope, in these classes, that the words never and always should never be used in bridge. There's always a reason to break a rule. 4 diamonds leading from the queen. kind of a hopeful lead. We've got 6 points. If they've got 25, 26 points, our partner probably has 7, 8 points. Would not be unreasonable to find him with 7 or 8, 9 points. The balance of they're just at 25, and this would be the balance of the deck. So, how about the heart suit? Are we going to do what we did last time? Get real aggressive, lead the ace of hearts, underlead the ace? Probably not. Probably not. And then there's a trump lead. So one thing to think about is that there was an opportunity here for North to bid 3 no trump. Right? His partner was saying, hey, I'm a balanced hand with 4 spades. And North could have chosen to play 3 no trump. And that's a clue I don't think we think about often enough when there's a choice of game. Why would somebody choose a trump suit to play in a suit rather than play in no trump? It would seem as though he's unbalanced. It would seem as though he's got an unbalanced hand. And that means he's going to want to, that, if, he has at least 4 trump over there. If he's got shortness, right, those are short suits. Now, if you're a declarer, put yourself in south seat and in formerly thick skin seat. If you have shortness in the dummy and trumps in the dummy, what will be part of your strategy in trying to make the contract? Yeah. 2 main ways to get rid of our losers, right? Going back to our opening classes in next steps, right? There's 2 primary ways to get rid of losers. You either pitch them on winners in the dummy, or you rough them when you have shortness in the dummy. So if you choose spades, if North chooses spades, it would appear that he's saying, I got some extra tricks for you, because I have shortness, you can rough. So, keeping that in mind, what strikes you as maybe the best lead? Leslie and Jim are saying spades. Jackie's still going for the 5 of clubs. I said, I don't mind those leads. But I think this auction gives us a clue on the lead, which is to cut down on the roughs. Okay? We have an active defense, we have passive defenses, we have defenses that are based on trying to get our roughs, like last hand when we led our ace in small to get a rough. Right? That was a defense based on trying to get our roughs. And there are defenses based on cutting down the number of roughs that the declarer can get. Now this is far from, it's evidence-based, right? We know that they chose spades over trump. So there's evidence to support this theory. But do any of our other leads strike you as any more hopeful or any more with anything to back them at all? I mean, leading the doubleton is just passive. You're never going to get you're unlikely to get a trump trick leading 5 and then 3. But the spades might cut down on South's ability to rough. Put my partner in here. So why not lead a spade? Let's try it. Right now, the idea is we have a plan here. Let's cut down on the number of roughs. So dummy comes down with 7 points, about what we expected after the invitation by the stronger bid by South, which means our partner can have 7, 8, 9, 10 points, maybe. I mean, they have a pretty good hand. Leading 4 from 5 there. So we have 7. Why would he be leading the club suit? Anybody want to take a guess? Why is he leading the club suit? His partner probably has some shortness, right? I mean, not his partner, but the Clara probably has some shortness there. So we got this queen here. Partner lets him win it. And there's the second one, right? And our partner chooses to win that one and leads another trump. All right, so obviously at this point, now Declare is going to want to rough something. And he's having to use the ace of spades to do it. Go up with the queen or play second. Second hand. This is a nursery rhyme. Second hand low. But we're always looking for an excuse to go up. Do we have an excuse to go up here? Doesn't it seem likely that our partner will beat the 9 of diamonds? Oh, did I throw the trump on? I didn't want to do that. Sorry. Okay. Now this will be difficult. Let me undo that. I didn't mean to do that. Got too many keyboards going here. Undo. There we go. So what should I pitch? Okay, voice should be back up. You can always use the Zoom audio. I'll link down there. The Zoom audio is pretty dependable. Put that there again. Pitching a heart, huh? If we pitch the heart, we're going to pitch the 6. We don't really want to waste the 10, but we want to let our partner know this would be a signal. One of the primary signals that you give, the ones that I support you on, is to show your partner if you have an entry. Right? And you do that, generally speaking, by either agreeing that you will play high cards to say this is a good suit for me, or by playing low cards to say this is a suit for me. Standard, people play them high, encourages, low, discourages, maybe just because it's easy to remember. Logically, it makes a hell of a lot more sense to use low to encourage. Why throw away higher cards? But there we played the 6, and if we now play the 2, it will be an echo. We will have shown our partner we have an entry in hearts. So South leads back over here to the queen. And we've got one trick so far, and we've got the ace of hearts. Here comes a club. Our partner is winning it because we have cut down on the trumps. And suddenly we're taking tricks with the 8 of clubs. If we hadn't drawn those 2 spade tricks, right, when we led trumps, South would have had a ruff there, but instead they didn't. What do we lead now? Heart, diamond. We just need one more trick. People still want to underlead that queen of diamonds. So that would be a great play if partner has diamonds, right? Now, could our partner have diamonds? Maybe even as much as the king of diamonds, right? If he has the king of diamonds and he plays, we lead low, and he puts the king on. I don't remember if the ace is gone. I don't think diamonds have been led. And South wins the ace of diamonds. That promotes our queen. He could have the jack, not quite as useful, but I'll go for it. Seems like a way to promote a trick in our hand. Or maybe the ace was already played. I don't know. There it is. Look at that. He grew up the ace, the two of clubs. No card too small. So that's the end of the hand. Or does he have to lead us the four hearts now? The king of hearts was out there still. All right. So clearly, the key to that whole hand was thinking about how the declarer would play the suit. How is he going to make his contract? This is a question that most people don't ask themselves on the fence, but it's important. And especially when you're on opening lead, where sometimes it just seems like a crapshoot. Look at the auction and try to figure out, well, what's going on? How would a declarer play this based on the evidence I have available to me right now? And here, of course, we had, well, they could have played no trump. Right? I mean, South, and look at him. He was, a 4-4-3-2 hand, a balanced hand. He said, yeah, I'm happy playing no trump if you want. And North wasn't. And that was a suggestion that he had shortness and would get extra tricks if partner was needed to rough some losers. And he needed to rough diamond losers, right? And it looks as though he may have wanted to rough in his hand in clubs. But once we get a chance to lead trump, that goes away. And then when our partner, Fred, followed along and led another one, the hand was over for South because they couldn't get those roughing tricks that they needed. So think about those ways that the declarer is going to make the contract. On the one before this, he's going to run diamonds and pitch his losers. And on this one, he's going to rough his losers. And then we can make a lead that counteracts that strategy. Now, because opening leads can kind of be a crapshoot, I say that all the time, but it's true, right? It's true. You also have to realize sometimes it's not going to work. But you know what? You make a decision based on the best information you have available to you at the time. I think we can retire thick skin for the day. All right, 4-8. I'm going to need 1 minute here. Give me a second. I'll be right back. All right, so another hand from the great Hugh Kelsey. So I have 4-8 points. Anybody want to overcall a spade suit? Three reasons to overcall. One, you have some points and think that and you want to compete and actually get the contract. Two, you want to annoy the other side by just getting in the way and taking away that bidding space. And three, you want to lead in that suit. That's three reasons to overcall. And you should consider all three of them whenever you're about to overcall. I am always overjoyed when my partner overcalls and then I lead that suit and it turns out they have bid Jack fifth. And, um, and, and any chance I had to use the opening lead as a tool, like we're seeing how it can be valuable, disappears. Do we mind a lead in spades? Probably not, right? Um, do we think we could compete? Yeah, maybe. I mean, we got 7, 8 points, and we're only seeing 12 points to our right so far. Nothing to say our partner doesn't have some points, and if he does, he might want to know about our spades. So I don't have a problem with it. Probably screw up the auction here. Two hearts. So this is the two hearts from north is a good bid, right? That means he's got a good hand. Partner is in there with two spades, which you would hope he would have 6 or 7 points for. South is still going, right? He bids another suit, and I think I'm out. I got my lead if my guy gets on. Darn it! I did screw up the auction. So we'll have to get. See, I throwing in my bid there screwed up this auction. They have what should be a game bid. And so thick skin gets in, he takes 5 of diamonds, and we pass it out. So we bid the suit. We kind of disturbed them, disturbed the robots anyways, didn't disturb thick skin, also known as Fred. I use a bridge Zen Master. And here we are on lead. Now, our spade suit looked like fun to get a lead too. Is it equally good to lead them? I mean, this time it looks like maybe if they'd had a spade stopper, they could have played no trump. And they didn't bid no trump. Is that a clue we should think about? What about the fact that they've bid hearts and they've bid clubs? Both times these were suits where their partner couldn't support them. Right? So South probably doesn't have very many hearts. And North doesn't have very many clubs. And definitely 5 in North, right? So would this make sense to lead a trump here? Because they might be doing some cross-ruffing? That would cut down on the roughs. But if North has hearts, what's the other thing that South might try to do with them? He might try to establish them, right? If he's got 1 or 2, right, he might be able to establish that suit and then start pitching losers on him. Let me ask you this. Does this feel like a contract? They bid up to 5 diamonds. Does this feel like a contract that they have some confidence in making? And it looks like we have the spade suit, right? Although because they haven't mentioned them and they have, North doesn't have the clubs and South doesn't have the hearts, I think that we could even hope that our partner only has three, and maybe this is an 8 card suit, right? That we have an 8 card trump spade suit, which mean there could be potentially a couple of losers in the spade suit. What's going to happen if we don't get those spades right away? Yeah, I mean, if one of them is able to establish that sign suit, they could end up pitching those spades, pitch those losers on winners in the dummy, or even establish a suit in South, pitch some spades, and be able to ruff them in the dummy. So there's all sorts of things they could do with them. This might be an active defense. Should we try to get our spade tricks right away? They're in 5. Right? If our partner has the ace of spades, we could go ace of spades, king of spades, ace of hearts. Set them just like that. Are we going to score the ace of hearts later on if South is short in hearts? We might never get that chance. Or should we go passive? Right? We could go passive and just lead a diamond, cut down on the roughing, and maybe that will carry the day. I need a decision so that I can overrule something. A diamond until you can see the lay of the hand. What if It's an interesting idea. The problem with leading the diamonds and seeing the lay of the hand is the lay of the hand might be all of our potential spade winners disappearing. I've done that too many times. Jim says, put the ace up. Take a look at it. Get it while you can. That's an idea. It's an idea. Okay, now here's a carding agreement. Let's say we've decided that we're going to lead our suit. Our partner supported it. We desperately want him to have the ace. But even if he has just the queen, at least it opens up the king. It promotes the king. And if they have a couple of spades, maybe that'll do the job. So let's see if we can get our spade tricks before the declare gets rolling, right? So an active defense. What card do we lead from the spade suit? And this is a carding issue. Okay. On opening lead, people will make the agreement to lead fourth from any length, right? Or third or fifth from any length. Based on the auction, our partner knows we have honors, right? We overcalled, right? And one of the reasons we overcall is because we want to lead, right? So this will depend on your agreements, okay? I mostly like to play third and fifth. So I lead 3 when I have 4, and I lead the fifth when I have 5. And partner then can make some count. So I'm going to lead low, but it certainly says, based on the auction, partner, you can lead a spade back. And here it comes. Not only did they have the ace, the 2 spades that South had, right? We know that because I had 5, East had 3, and the dummy had 3, so it was a 5-3-3-2 suit. I captured the queen. Do I want to continue with the spades now? Or do I want to take that trick? Let's set them, exactly. All right, so once again, our lead is based on an idea as to how the hand might get played. All right, we're not thinking, okay, I'm going to lead fourth because, or I'm going to lead the top of the doubleton because, right? We're thinking, okay, what's going to happen in this hand? What do I think, based on the best evidence I can gather, how do I think the declarer is going to try to make this hand? And the evidence is always there. One more, then we'll quit. We're going to go over just a little bit, but we did manage to get through 5 hands. I think we only got through 3 hands last week. I felt really bad about that. Okay. We're going to switch to no trump this time. And I believe the robots will behave. Maybe. Opens a diamond. I got nothing to bid. Spade, 1 no trump in south. The worst bid in bridge, 2 no trump. So he's got 11 points. And that's enough to go. So he's got he's at the top of his range, right? This is the 1 no trump is 12 to 14. He hears his partner has 11. We know he's at the top of his range because he wins. So probably 14 points. So we got a pretty good idea based on all these no trump bids where the points are. We have 4 points. It would appear that the opponents have 25. So our partner has a decent hand, right? He'll have 10, 11 points. All right. So, uninspired by these cards, aren't you? Probably not going to lead a spade. Probably not going to lead a club. Leading from Jack and 3 just seems sort of hopeless. Probably don't, the Queen and 10 of diamonds, if they're going to get points, look where that diamond bid is on south, right? Which means maybe we're behind something, right? Maybe we got the Queen behind the King or the 10 behind the Jack. So definitely don't want to touch the diamond suit. That's one we want coming to us. Does it appear that the declarer has, I don't see it. I don't see where any of them have a bunch of tricks, like a long suit they're going to run. Maybe they do. Maybe there's a long diamond suit, but they're going to have trouble running a long diamond suit. You got people in for the hearts. And if you're going to lead from an honor, leading from the 10 is not a bad honor to lead from. It hasn't been bid, so it makes some sense. And it would appear to me, anyways, that they're going to need to do some work. Right? So I kind of like this lead. It doesn't seem desperate. There's a chance your partner has some hearts. And let's see what happens. All right. So declarer wins with the ace. Well, this will be up for the movie. I don't think you can see it. You can see the last trick by clicking the numbers next to the bid where it says 3 no trump south. If you just click on the tricks totals, it will pop up the last trick. Our partner played the Jack and declarer won with the ace. So the King and Queen are still out there. Now notice, good declarer never shows you whether he has the King and Queen. Right? He will always win with the ace. So you might think, well, maybe my partner played the Jack because he's trying to win with the lowest of touching honors, which is a carding thing. Anyways, the diamond comes back, which is from a 4-card suit probably, right? He bid the diamonds and then bid no trump. So almost certainly 4 cards, right? Which makes this a 4-3-3-3 split. What do you want to play? Feel compelled to put the 10 in for any reason, or the Queen? Yeah, remember, the way we're going to win a diamond is when the lead comes back to us, if we get a chance. Our partner has the ace. So our partner is shown up with 5 points, right, of his good hand. He has 10, 11 points, I think we decided. And he leads a heart back to me. I led from the 10, so that's what happens. You get the lead you want. Have we figured out yet where the defense is? And now we're in. Now we're going to make a decision. We've got 2 tricks. Hearts weren't paying off, right? Our partner didn't come up with. He came up with the Jack of Hearts. So hearts are a dead end. The clubs aren't happening, right? Because North had a good club suit. What about spades? Can you see a spades holding in East? A spade holding in East that would allow us to score 3 more tricks. Yeah, and South, I mean, South didn't respond to it. I mean, his partner showed 4 and South didn't have him. Good pickup, Mark. So he's probably got 2. And Topsy has 2. That would make it a 4-4-3-2 suit. 4-4-3-2, right? We're 3, South with 2, North with 4. Of course, the spade bid from North was the ambiguous major, so South could have 3, but what do you want to do? Let's lead a spade, okay? Hearts are going nowhere, clubs are the North suit. We got to get a spade. Now, let me ask you this. Vision, right? I mean, it's possible at this point that our partner had a good hand, still has 6, 7 points left, 5, 7 points left. So picture holding based on that evidence in spades that would allow us to score 3 tricks. And then tell me what card to lead. Pat's in for the jack of spades. Because if East has the ace, queen, 10, and North rises to cover the jack with the king, then and promote his 9, and he's going to be sorely out of luck. Ace, queen, 10, lead the jack. Is there anything about that on any evidence, anything we've seen that would make that not make sense? I mean, he certainly could hold the ace, queen, 10. Lead has to come from us. I agree. We're going to catch that king. It has to come from us. What if we play the 2 and he ducks? Will we ever catch the king? Right? If we play low and he sticks the 9 in, will we ever get a chance to get the king? No, because we're not getting back in the lead. Right? We want the king to fall. We have to make a lead that makes it fall. So if we play the jack and North chooses to duck it, or the declarer chooses to duck it, then we remain in the lead, and we can then lead small, and maybe then we can pick off the king. Or that would definitely give us 3 tricks, right? Because we would get the jack of spades, and we'd either catch the king or East would win the queen and then cash the ace. So that's 3 tricks. So again, carding, right? Generally speaking, we lead low from an honor, but yeah, we don't want to do that here. We want to lead the jack of spades. And when he covers, the hand is over. Because not only did he have the ace queen, he has the setting trick as well. So necessary to kind of envision a holding for East. And on our opening lead, we kind of recognize that we don't know what's going to happen. We're not sure. Oops. Probably want to play the 9. Oops, too late. Oh, yeah, the ace anyways. So we made our kind of a safe lead, right? We knew we didn't want to touch the diamonds. We had a feeling that South was going to have to do some work. When East led back a heart in response to us, it was because he wanted to lead through. He was kind of saying, you kind of blew it on the first lead. Man, if you'd started off with spades, we'd been in better shape. But he led back the heart, trying to get to my hand. Unfortunately, it wasn't there. We only got in when we got the queen of diamonds, just like we hoped we would at some point. But then we had to make a decision on how to set it. And then we were looking for our tricks based on best available evidence to us. It seemed really possible he could have the ace, queen of spades. And he had the 10 of spades to top it off. So, questions? Sorry to go late. Wanted to get all those hands in. tonight, I'm not sure how to get there, but Kurt Soloft and Dave Hardy, our favorite Saturday night pair, will be playing a robot tournament at 8:30 tonight. They're kind of fun to watch do that. If you're interested, email me. Um, and we'll see you around. See you at the tournament on Saturday. Bring a partner. Bring a new partner. Everybody bring new partners so we double the number of people there. All right. Next week we'll sit third seat, and we'll be trying to figure out what to do after the dummy comes down.